As you can see from the title slide, it's about how to monetize your site with Amazon Associates. The best people to tell you that are people that actually use it today. So we actually will be doing a panel with a couple of our Amazon Associates that will actually be talking about their experiences with the program. And I'll be here mostly moderating and just sort of giving you some guidance. And if you have questions about the program, then you can obviously ask me or get their experience as well. So we'll start with some introductions. My name is Matt Tavis. I'm actually a product manager in charge of the Amazon Associates technology worldwide. So as many of you might know, the Associates program does cover all of the 6 locales where Amazon has a website. So I actually run the technology base for that entire system that works for all of our locales. With me from Amazon actually is Angela Pack, actually in our marketing team. And then, of course, the important folks here are the panelists who will be representing their experiences with the Associates program. Jay Brewer.
Hi.
Lydia Walshin.
Hello.
And so we'll be talking to them a lot more in just a moment. But first off, I thought it might make sense to do a quick overview of the program, just so you know sort of what we do. Quick show of hands. How many of you are actually Amazon Associates today, use the program today? All right, 25% I'm going for. And how many of you heard of the program but haven't chosen to use it so far? Okay. Similar numbers. So it's familiar, probably a familiar model to many of programs you might have seen out there today in terms of the affiliate space. You obviously provide links on your site, you drive traffic and sales to Amazon, and then we actually pay referral fees through that program, up to 15% depending on the products or the amount of sales you drive. So it is a CPA or pay referral fee type program that we run there. We have a few pieces of different technology that you might have seen or used. It's actually, we continue to broaden what we provide to the base. So as we add new features and functionality, we're constantly updating the site, the Associates Central, where you can find all this. But I thought I'd touch on a few of the newer ones that maybe you have or have not seen in your experience. So one of the recent additions was the widgets platform, a lot more interactive widgets that we've added more recently. Specifically, one of the newest ones that is getting a lot of attention is our MP3 Clips widget. As you may or may not know, Amazon also sells DRM-free downloadable music. And so we've been providing new widgets to sort of promote various types of products, and so we keep expanding that base. But widgets is certainly one of the areas where we keep trying out new things, carousels, slideshows, MP3 preview widgets, things like that. That's certainly where we're having a lot of our newer technologies being exposed through that program. We have the traditional, obviously, what many folks use very successfully, the links, basic link types, product links where you might want to promote a single digital camera. Or there's things like actually linking to any page on Amazon. The traffic can really point to anywhere. It doesn't have to be a specific product. It can be anywhere within the site. We have mechanisms for building all that through the Associates program. Actually, as you can sort of see there's this new functionality. It's not quite there yet, but coming out soon, the ability to find a link to any page on Amazon directly from that page and actually create it through a site stripe that will be active. So that's some of the new stuff we're doing as part of a redesign we're working on right now. And then, of course, our traditional banners, which you may or may not be using, but obviously points to various product catalogs, various categories within Amazon. A lot of different banners are out there today. So that's kind of a quick overview of some of the things. And the A Store, which some of you may or may not use, that allows you to go ahead and actually literally build your own kind of store of Amazon products, your own subset of things that you're interested in promoting. And then you can sort of frame that within your site, give it a look and feel to match what you're doing, and have literally your own mini Amazon, if you will, that you would obviously be driving traffic through and receiving referral fees from. So that's just a quick overview of some of the features, some of the pieces we have within the program. But in reality, the reason why we're here is more to actually talk to the folks that actually use Associates, some example folks, so you can sort of maybe get some ideas how they use it, what works for them, what might work for you. And as we go along, if you have questions, please feel free to throw up a hand, say, hey, stop, I want to know more about this, or anything you might have questions about, please feel free to jump in. So, start off with Jay.
All right. As Matt said, my name is Jay Brewer, and I have a network of websites called the Blogpire. And essentially, we have different consumer product news and reviews. And one of the sites that we feature, and I actually still write for, even though we have 26, is singleservecoffee.com. And we feature news about single-serve coffee, Senseo, Keurig, coffee pods, K-Cups. It's very targeted and very focused on a particular category. And we use Amazon throughout the site. Some of the actual display widgets and box in some of the sidebars, but our predominant method basically is direct linking within articles, and we also use the Amazon pop-up enhance script so that on any page, if any one of our writers, be it on GPS or TV or any of our sites, uses the Amazon link, it'll actually, when you roll over the link, it'll pop up a little window and say, hey, by the way, you can buy this at Amazon. And that allows pretty easy use for the author and pretty easy use for us. So that's basically, you know, our method and our methodology.
And my name is Lydia Walshin. I have a single blog that I'm going to talk to you about today, although I have 3 blogs that use Amazon products. My blog is called The Perfect Pantry. I am a food writer by profession and also a cooking teacher, and the blog is an extension of my professional work, and in a way it's my online resume. I post 3 to 4 times a week, all original content, and always a recipe with each post. And I've been doing this since July of 2006 with Amazon links on my blog since day one.
So we decided we'd do a sort of a question and answer type format. We had some questions we thought would be great to have these folks talk about, so we'll just sort of go through them as we jump in. So what, you know, obviously you mentioned 2006 was when you joined the program.
I did.
Yeah.
When I started The Perfect Pantry, which was not my first blog, it's my second food blog, I knew right away that I wanted to monetize it from the beginning. There were fewer choices then than there are now. I'm involved with several other kinds of monetizing programs on my blog. But Amazon was the one that allowed me to do the one thing that I really wanted to do for my readers who come to my site looking for recipes and looking for, okay, you've got some mystery thing in the back of your pantry, you don't know what to do with it. Very practical kinds of information. And I wanted to be able to send them to cookbooks that, in addition to my site, would give them resources for how to use the particular item I was writing about. So I came to Amazon originally for books, and from the very first day on my site, that was the first link. And after that, I created, used other Amazon products. But that was the way that, right from the beginning, from the day that blog opened, I was monetizing.
Jay?
Yeah, so back in 2004, I signed up for the program because I basically started the company, or the Blogpire, with single-serve coffee. And I had no idea that, however many years later, that we would have 26 sites and we would be using products all over Amazon. But Amazon actually sold the Senseo coffee maker, which is one of the first coffee maker that I actually reviewed for the site. And after we started getting a lot of traffic on that particular topic, I said, well, let's just tell them where they can buy it. As it's available at Amazon and Cooking.com and all these other ones didn't have a program. So I signed up and linked to it. And within, I can tell you, it was within a day or so, I started selling Senseo units, at 8% or whatever it was commission at the time. And I was like, you got to be kidding. And then, one of the other advantages with Amazon is that not only would they buy the coffee maker when they click through, because Amazon has all these other additional products, they would have like a book in their shopping cart. They would go and buy a CD or something. And so you're making commission on not only the products that you've recommended and they clicked through and bought, but in that shopping session, you're actually getting a cut of that cart. I thought that was fascinating. And, and basically, after I started to have some success with the coffee site, I said, well, this model will work. So we launched a kitchen site and a GPS site and a TV site, and started to do reviews and news about that. And Amazon's a great fit because they have all the products and people have Amazon accounts, and that's really how it started. And yeah, we just kind of grew with them as the variety of blogs that we had sort of grew. So.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Question for Lydia.
Yeah.
Like you, I'm promoting books on one of my sites, and so I'm particularly interested in why you, or if you try any other book affiliate programs.
I am a member of one other book affiliate program, which is a specialty store that sells only cookbooks. I'm very cautious about affiliate programs. I get approached all the time by, people like Tastebook that want you to create your own cookbook and things like that. What I wanted was to be able to refer my readers who, because I'm a professional food writer, expect a certain level of expertise from me, and if I recommend something, they take it seriously and I have to take it seriously. I had been a customer of Amazon's long before I ever joined the affiliate program, and so I knew that fulfillment was not going to be an issue, and that was a big thing for me.
Okay, so you did try other programs, you ended up with...
I have subsequently tried other programs. Amazon was the first program I tried on this blog, and I stayed with them. And I have added some others, and some have come, some have gone, some are still there.
I actually have another question.
Sure.
This might actually be answered by any of you.
Okay.
You mentioned a lot of the widgets that
Yeah.
you provide, and you're constantly adding new widgets and new methods of promoting product, which
Absolutely.
is great. I have a problem, and there might be a solution to this, but I'm not sure. When I have a particular ad space that I want to fill,
Right.
and I'm not sure which widget I want to use, I just
Right.
want to know which widgets, because not all widgets are available in all ad sizes.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I have like a 300 by 300 medium rectangle,
Right.
as Google calls it, and I want to fill that with, promote a particular product in that space, and I'm not sure which widget I want to use, it's
Right.
really hard for me to find an ad or find
That's great.
create
Yeah.
an ad.
No, that's a great piece of feedback. I mean,
Is there an easier way to do
Yeah, no, I mean, that's actually a great piece of feedback about how the way you find things within Associate Central. It's not really focused on the size. It's definitely focused on which widget do you want, what do you want to promote, and that's a great piece of feedback that we'll take back and figure out ways to sort of, maybe there's a way that within our own UI we can make it easier for you to say, oh, I want something that fits this size. What fits this size, kind of thing, right? No, you're not missing anything. It actually is.
That's funny because I'm like, we're always trying to fill up like a 728 by 90 leaderboard or something, and like, just show me all the stuff that you have at 728 by 90. I know that other places, some of them do that, but it is very helpful because in order to look at all the different widget types, you have to kind of troll through all the different widget ones, and yeah, it'd take a while. Often,
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a great point, actually. I'll take that back. Thank you. Yeah. Other questions as we go along, or? Yeah, please.
Do you have on Amazon Associates something that walks a newbie through what to do, how to start, things like that?
We do. Well, sorry.
Can
go
I
ahead.
speak
Yeah.
to that?
Please, actually, she probably is better at this than
There
yeah.
is nobody more elementary at this stuff than I am. Everything that is on my blog, that's been created on my blog, I've done myself. And I am here to tell you that you don't need any instruction to do this. It was very easy to figure out. I used TypePad and TypePad templates, how to figure out how to get various Amazon products incorporated into my blog without any technical advice at all, really. So I think that's been great. There's help available if you need it, but I didn't need it, and if I didn't need it, nobody needs it.
It's pretty much, I mean, the beauty of the system with Amazon, just from maybe a little more technical, but a little less, is that every product on Amazon has either an ISBN or an ASIN number. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yep.
So like on the product page itself, and they're also going to have the thing where you can browse and add it. As long as you know that particular ID, there's a variety of links that you can use, like a direct link, an enhanced link, a link to a product page, a link to search results. You can use the interface at Amazon and actually build them totally, just brain dead and just walk through and say, find a product and scoop the code. Or once you actually know the types of links that you build, you can literally replace the product number in the URL, and you're good to go. And that's why for us across, we have like 26 sites, all the writers can do it. They just have a cut and paste of the product. They never, I hate to say this, but they don't predominantly use the Associates program front end. They just browse Amazon and use links there and do searches there and replace the codes in the different URLs that we use. So it's pretty easy. I think once you do it a few times, you can kind of see, all you need is your tracking code and the product code, and there's a variety of URLs. And then if you want to use the store, you can just build direct links to stores or links to search results, and the end result is that they just give you a code that you can kind of just plop in to your page. So.
Cool.
And I think that, if that sounds complicated, it really is not. It's extremely self-evident when you get on the site. It leads you through. There's really only one thing you can click at a time. You can always back up. It's hard to make a mistake. And maybe the worst thing that happens is that the box that you produce for your link has square corners instead of rounded corners or something like that. But it's really easy to do it on your own.
And you can fix it.
And you can fix it.
Yeah, and a lot, and the new widgets too, for the few that we use, they actually, like, once you make a widget, they go into kind of like a widget library, and you can edit and update and modify from there, which makes it pretty easy to iterate on something and kind of play with it a bunch and not be sort of penalized that you shut the browser window.
So the next question we had on the slides, what prompted you to sign up? I mean, I think we kind of covered that, but you know, hey, if you guys want to add anything to that particular question.
No, for me it was the desire to promote particular products that related directly to my content without having that be chosen by some, you know, Google algorithm or something. I wanted to be able to control the choices myself. And also to point out to my readers that there are other products at Amazon that do relate to my content, like gourmet food products, that are available to them. So it was all about control and wanting to be able to add value to the content that I was already producing.
Yeah, definitely. I would back that up. And also it's kind of, like Lydia said, it's like I was already an Amazon customer. I was already happy with the experience. So like signing up for their program and sending people to Amazon feels good because it feels good to me, versus there's a lot of other things you'll use and you'll send them to some weird shopping cart disaster, you know, or like some place that they're like, do I have to put my credit card in again? Do I really trust this? And we get, you know, a really good conversion from the program because people are familiar with Amazon and it feels like a real substantial thing, because it is.
Safe.
It feels safe, you know, and that's a big part of the thing. And also, when you send someone there, and like we link out to all kinds of different content, there's a lot for them to read and do when they get there. So I feel like even if we couldn't answer their question, often there's more reviews at Amazon. It's a good handoff. Like, I don't feel like they're going to be mad with us sending them to some place where it's like, just buy it now, or there's no other information, or there's no other products, or there aren't more recommendations. I think that experience feels good, and that's definitely why, I mean, one of the reasons we signed up, but definitely why we've also stayed with the program.
So I'm sure the question that might be occurring to various folks here is, you know, what other mechanisms might be using for monetizing the site? I mean, you know, Amazon's not the only affiliate program, shockingly enough.
Oh, okay. Well, Amazon is not the largest source of monetizing my site. I use 2 advertising programs, one from BlogHer, which especially if you're a woman blogger, this is a great organization to support. They are my primary source of income. I also got in early on an advertising program through 6 Apart because TypePad is one of their products and I'm a TypePad blogger. And I use Amazon, and I'm also a member of 2 other affiliate programs. So Amazon is 3rd on my list of 5 ways that I monetize, but overall provides usually 8 to 10% of my income, but steadily month after month, and I'm happy with that.
Sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of sites, so we have a lot of traffic, and we actually have to kind of fit, you know, the monetization method with the site. We're lucky that we use Amazon across all of our sites, but we do use other programs. We use Google AdSense for sort of like up and coming sites. We use Connect Commerce, you know, Performix now, which is now owned by Google, because they have a lot of really good advertisers. We use ShareASale and LinkShare and CJ, but predominantly, you know, when I look at sort of all the different revenue, we try to diversify the revenue across the site so that it's not just coming from Amazon, it's not just coming from Google, it's not just coming from CJ, it's not just coming from direct advertisers. But I will say that, you know, Amazon is a very large percentage of our revenue because, you know, it converts, and it converts well. And I don't want to sound like I'm like, you know, like in your back pocket or something, because we're not.
Back pocket's empty.
But it is a really good program, and the other programs that we pick are also things that convert well and are, you know, good programs, or they have a really good website or a really good web store. So if you're gonna look at something, you have to look at the end-to-end experience. You know, like, it might be great that you could make a 20% commission, but if the person clicks through, you know, and it just is awful, you know, that's not good. And Amazon's not like that. You know, for the bigger programs that we use with Performix or whatever, you know, when we send them to, you know, Green Mountain Coffee or Lane Bryant or, you know, Threadless. Those are all good sites with good user experience and good conversion because they have a good site. So if you're going to do the litmus test and sort of look at stuff, look at it on how it would be for you to do it and to go through it. And would you actually put your credit card in? Would you have an account there? Would you not? Chances are you're going to have an Amazon account, which, as we see like in the third and fourth quarter, as we start, people start to shop and go crazy, it's really nice to have a large percentage of our revenue and our efforts in linking and putting the program into our sites that we know that that's going to convert. And that Amazon's not going to go away tomorrow, which is another big thing to look at for looking at other programs. Is like, if you link up to a big merchant, that's one thing, but if you take a chance and spend a lot of effort and energy on a small or upcoming site, and then they just fold up shop, well, you've got to go through all of your content and all of your ads and all that stuff and rework all that stuff. Well, I don't worry about that with Amazon. I don't worry about that with Lane Bryant and some of the other programs that we use. And I think as a business decision, that's got to be a big decision that you need to make up front. How much risk you're going to put in the programs that you pick. So.
And the risk is that you lose your readers.
Right.
They don't have a good experience on your site, even if it's through your site. You've lost them, no matter how wonderful your site is.
Right.
And for somebody like me, I have one main site, and I link out generously to other food blogs as a resource, and I link out generously to all kinds of related sites. But one bad experience with one link, I've lost that reader, and I can't afford to do that.
Yeah, and just to back up that, one of the best things that Amazon does versus all these other sites is that instead of dead-ending a reader when they stop carrying that product or the product isn't on the market anymore, they leave the page there. It says this product's no longer available. But guess what? There's all these other cool products here. When you have someone click out from your site and they land at like, sorry, nothing's available for you, dead-end shopping cart experience, or 404, or whatever. It's just awful. And you basically have taken that archive that you spent all that money and time on to put onto your site, an article, a review, whatever, and you've made that just a piece of junk, And when you think about that, like the long-term aspect, you hope to also pick the places where they're going to leave up a landing page for you, or they're going to redirect you at least to the front page, you'd hope. But, try it out for yourself and go around and, see what happens. And you'll see that all these different programs treat that link differently. And I think over time, Amazon, you can go all the way back through Single Serve Coffee or Kitchen Contraptions or GPS Lodge or any of our sites, and all the Amazon links will land gracefully. So that's a very nice thing to have.
So, what products or features do you like work best in terms of conversion? So actually we have some samples up here, but feel free to talk about what you think works best for you.
Sure. Well, number one, you're not going to have a lot of success with any of these programs if you don't have sort of deep, rich content. You can sort of put up stuff that says like, here are recommended products to review, but this post, which is from Single Serve Coffee, features integration of Amazon links. So some of the names of the products on the left-hand side are essentially links to Amazon, but in companion to it is a link to a review actually at Single Serve Coffee, which would also feature Amazon links or other links depending on where we're sending those customers. So we actually do these what we call roll-up articles, where we do top 10 best-selling, or we do top 10 cool food mixers or whatever. But there's a mixture of really good content, and they can say like, oh, well, what about the Keurig B40 coffee maker? I can read the review that they wrote here, but I can also click out and go to Amazon or go to wherever. And I think a combination of those, and also having links, obviously in the article some amount, not too many, like not more than a couple or 2 or 3, and then basically having links to content which also have the Amazon links. That's a really powerful thing, because they're like, look, you're sending me off there, but you've read or reviewed it or have some substantial amount of information. That's the predominant method that we use, which is direct linking, and those links will also go directly to the detail page at Amazon. We don't typically link into a lot of categories. We tend to link right at the product thing where they can read more and buy it now. You know, that's our strategy.
So in this example, you've used the title of or the name product as the link that goes to Amazon.
Sure.
That's the anchor text. Is
Yep.
the name of the product.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Did you ever try anything that was a little bit more, gave the user a little bit more indication that they were going to go to where they could buy the product, like buy now or buy this now?
Yeah, so in A/B testing of that, if you tell them that they're going to Amazon, then it feels more selly, right? So they're like, well, I don't know if I want to buy it now. So we actually have another site called Tool Snob, which does all like power tools, and he writes and reviews table saws and whatever, all hands-on stuff. And when we launched the site, we kind of did a mixture of 2 and 3 posts, and we've done this across other sites. Those just don't convert as well as here's just the product link and go. I mean, sure, it's a little bit hidden, but also if on our site, if they roll over the link, they're going to get the pop-up from Amazon. So I don't feel like that's so bad. And it's not bad. I mean, if they're really interested, they want to click through to get more, let them click through and buy it. If you say like it's available at Amazon for $99, those are so much less successful for us. Yeah, so a little, less like you're going to Amazon, but we also have the pop-up, which I find fine. But it's most people at the point where you're leaving that link, be it at the end of the review, be it that in a roll-up, they're ready to buy usually anyways. They're looking for a place to get more information, and when they find that they've arrived at Amazon, you're going to get that conversion at that point. So.
Well, I use 5 different ways to link to Amazon on my site. The main way is there's a list that says Lydia recommends, so I'm putting my professional opinion on the line here, and those are very effective links because they're always to cookbooks. They often relate to the content. They're visually appealing, which really adds to the liveliness of my site as well. And it doesn't say Amazon books. It says, this is me. These are books that I own and I love and I use and I think my readers would enjoy. That's the primary way that people come into my Amazon site. I have a store which I created with a graphic that is not an Amazon graphic. It's an original graphic that's a little chef with a shopping cart, kind of cute. That goes directly to a store, and that's the second most effective, most often used part of my Amazon links. I also link to some fabulous food flicks that I love, which sometimes they're more fabulous than others. These are maybe not my top 3 fabulous ones, but I change all of these links, my book links and my DVD links, at least twice a week, so that people are getting a different experience, and they're also, a list that might not appeal to you on one day. The next time I change it, there might be something that appeals to you. And so those are the primary ways in. And I also have an Amazon search box, which is the only branded Amazon with the very recognizable logo. And I have one widget for gourmet food, which turns out to at least be a reminder to people that Amazon is more than books. So my store has food, it has cooking equipment, it has camera equipment. People are often asking me as a food blogger what photography stuff I use, so I'm able to put links to my gear there. The food widget is good. If Amazon develops more food-related products, I'll probably try them out, but for now that's really the only one that we have. So links to book-specific product recommendations. I don't put anything in the text of my posts. My readers are very sensitive to being distracted. Maybe they have a short attention span, but I like them to read my content uninterrupted if they choose to do that. So there's never any kind of pop-up link or anything on my site.
So one question obviously is how do you manage all this? Who does all this work? Is it a team? Is it you? Is it how does it? Because this is obviously how much work does it take when you're trying to integrate one of these things?
Well, I've already confessed to the fact that I do it all myself, for better or worse. I create all of my content. I do all of my photography. I use TypePad, which has templates which work very well with Amazon products, so that I've really been able to incorporate any kind of Amazon product that I wanted to into the sidebars of my blogs. It takes me almost no time to do that, really. About, as I say, I change the content. I also change the order of the items on my blog so that you might see my store at the top one day, and a few weeks later I might try putting it adjacent to the recipes, which are a popular feature on my blog. I do all of that myself, and trust me, it's easy. If it weren't easy, I couldn't do it.
Well, all of our, since we have like a lot of sites, all the writers do basically kind of what Lydia does, except for we also have a team that takes care of sort of moving stuff around and changing out the different ads. We also use Movable Type, which is actually a self-hosted version of TypePad. And Movable Type allows us to have a central installation and basically create as many different sites that we'd like off of that central piece of software. It's a publishing system, basically, which allows you to put in content and publish out pages via homepage or category pages, or, you know, if you click on coffee, here's all the coffee articles. We have all that sort of technology. It's not a lot of management of that stuff. It's making sure that the server stays running and everyone's happy there. But you know, as far as using the program and integrating it, since all of our authors use direct links and direct linking, and we do use Lydia had sort of some of the books. We use a lot of the general bestsellers types of ads down the page. So like as readers scroll from the top down, and we get sort of into that sort of third, fourth, fifth article, we tend to use the 160 by 600 Amazon, like here are the top selling coffee makers, or GPS, or TV, or, you know, women's stuff, or you name it, shaving products, Philips razor, you know, whatever. Those tend to get people kind of like, those are like trolling, and they're kind of interested in stuff. So, and those are very easy for us to make, because you can make it through the associate store, and we pop it in our ad server and it serves out to the page. You know, if you're using WordPress or other things and you make ad positions, you just paste the code in and update, and you know, away it goes. So it's not an incredible, I mean, I don't think we have a very small team, but we have 21 plus writers. But basically it's me and a couple of other people that are really working more or less full time to run 30 sites. So the software and using programs like this allow us to do a lot with very few resources. So.
And I think it also gives you the flexibility. You can be as creative as you want to be with linking. You can go a little bit farther afield in terms of what you think your readers might like. You know, for instance, I do promote photography stuff sometimes, even though I write a food blog. So it's not all about food. You can do that, or you can use the Amazon widgets to do that for you. And it really just depends on how much creative control you want, how much time you have, how comfortable you are with, you know, creating your own linking experiences. But Amazon really worked for me when I knew absolutely nothing. And now that I know next to absolutely nothing, it's still working for me.
So what types of promotions have you tapped into in terms of the program? Yeah.
Oh, let me start. I don't use any Amazon promotions, I'll tell you that right off the bat. Amazon, one thing Amazon does really well for associates is keep you up to date on the products that they're offering. So, you know, I do get emails saying, okay, you know, we've got free movie downloads or Kindle. I don't even know what Kindle is. All I know is I know a lot about my readers because they're very interactive. And I've told Matt and Angela that when I put one too many Amazon products on my blog, I heard from my readers who said, oh, are you working for Amazon? And I said, oh, no, maybe not. So I took one product off. They let me know what they like. They let me know why they come to my site. I know whether they're male, female, where they live, whether they cook, whether they write. I know a lot about them. I know that if they want to go find Xbox, they can go somewhere else to do it. They're not coming to my site looking for that. They're not looking for movie downloads. They are looking for practical, targeted information from me, and I am willing to let sales go to someone else rather than have them have a confused experience when they come to my blog. So, you know, let somebody else sell them the video games, the exercise equipment, which maybe as a result of reading my blog, they could use more. Let all that stuff go someplace else. For me, as a blogger with a very focused blog, I need all of the monetizing experiences to be in line with what I'm blogging about.
Yeah.
So I don't use any of that stuff, but I'm glad to know about it.
We don't use too many of the promotions either, but they do alert me to other categories or things that I should maybe be interested in. I pass on to the writer who's at TV Snob or some of the other topics. Since they're typically very focused, it's not always useful, but it is useful in sort of, why is Amazon pushing DVDs? Why is Amazon pushing this subject? So I found it to be very good for that. And then, we've also talked about the fact that if I could email out the promotions to all the different writers, that would be a good way to sort of have them do the different topics. What I do like about the stuff that I think is more promotional is like when you guys have the new widgets or you have new functionality or you've updated the reporting. I do feel like really in touch with the fact that the program is like alive and that there's stuff happening. They just rolled out related articles plus another thing which we're going to check out and see if that's something that we're interested in using. So they do promote the program and they also have promotions for products. I think if you can kind of look at the two things, there's a lot that you'll get. It's one of the most, the emails are frequent, I think once a week or whatever, so there's a lot of interesting stuff in those emails. It's just whether or not you have enough time to kind of wade through all of it. So.
Sure, and I think the point that you're making, which is totally valid, which is not everything applies to everyone.
Exactly.
Some sites can use it, some sites can't.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do, obviously, from a promotions perspective, is give you as much info as possible and let you choose what works for you. Because,
and I think if you have more of a general interest site, Lydia and I both have, all of our sites are very focused, right? Even though I have 26, each site is not related that much to the other sites. They're very focused on a particular category and product, and that's why it converts so well for us. But like if you ran like a newspaper site or some other thing where you had a variety of like topics, then I'm sure every week one of those emails would be something you could feature across a broader site, or if you have a personal site or a site that you write about stuff, it could be something you could sort of feature. So.
Cool. Yeah, we have 40 plus product categories, so
exactly.
Things going on all the time, it seems. So, there you go. There's actually a promo that you ran yourself.
Oh, right. Right. So what I do, and some of these come in the promotion emails, is I do actually check the categories and like what products that we have currently on our site that we rank very high and convert well. One of the ones for single serve coffee is obviously the Tassimo machine. If you search like Tassimo review, I think we're like number 1 or number 1 through 5. Who knows? It's probably pretty vast. So we're always checking the price of the different things, and then we'll also roll up an article and say, by the way, Amazon has this for 99 bucks. Here's our review. We sort of like this machine. We really like this machine, but it's a good deal, so our readers like it. And we kind of roll that up into an article, give the key points, and then put it. These actually work great on like Fridays or like Monday mornings, where people are basically like not working, right? So you roll up a thing like this, and they're like, wow, by Wednesday or Thursday I could have a new coffee maker or whatever, or basically on Friday they're like, that'd be really cool. I got nothing else going on right now, and I got 2 more hours of work. I'll buy that right now. So we tend to run these types of articles, hot deals or promotions. We have another site, GPS Lodge, and they do steals and deals for the week, which basically outlines all the different GPSs that are available at Amazon. And one of the great things, and I don't think we have a slide for that, but is that it also sort of shows like the number of reviews at Amazon. So like when people click through and they're kind of doing information, another great thing is that they'll click through and see like, the Tassimo has 245 reviews at Amazon. That also means a lot of people bought it and a lot of people, relatively like it. So it's also very convincing and a great conversion thing on products that are, a bigger product that they're going to click through. So, yeah.
So what advice would you give to, folks considering joining the program?
Oh, just do it. Just do it. It's easy. It's free. One of the best things I think about the program is that the reporting is really transparent. So on a day-to-day basis, you can see which products have sold, which products people use to get into your store if you have one, or into your site. And I guess maybe everybody doesn't know, but the way the program works, is that once a customer enters through your portal, through any of your portals, anything they purchase during that session is credited to you. So if on my site somebody starts at a cookbook and then they go to a coffee machine and then they go to the exercise machine and then they go to Xbox, whatever it is, if it's within that same session, I get a commission on it. So my job is really to get them into Amazon in an interesting way, and as Jay mentioned, to a landing page that then gives them some other ideas. So why hesitate about doing it?
Yeah.
I think it's an infinitely flexible program. It has been great for me, and I can't think of a single reason to say don't do it. It's been very reliable, and in 2.5 years of being an Amazon affiliate, I've not had one complaint from a reader about poor fulfillment or a bad experience going through one of my links, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, and I would back that up. I mean, the thing that the thing that makes it so compelling is that experience, and that, you know, signing up is giving you all that rich analytics data that she's talking about. It's like seeing someone's behavior who, we have an article like, if you typed in Watch Futurama online, right? It goes to TV Snob, one of our sites. And all of a sudden I'm like, we just ran that because someone had all the episodes of Futurama free to watch online, right? Well, now they type that in and we put a bunch of Amazon links in there. They click out to Amazon and buy the DVDs. And, you know, that's the kind of thing where we could see, like, wow, you know, this article is doing well, we can match it up with them. But then when they click through, not only did they buy Futurama, they bought, like, you know, what is it, Robot Chicken or whatever, and a bunch of these other shows. And we're like, we should run some articles on these other DVDs and run that. And we find that in the kitchen and the GPS. It's like, you know, they click out, and Garmin's a top seller for us, but, you know, they also, when they buy the Garmin, they buy this accessory and this thing, and they bought a tent. Oh my gosh, why don't we run a, you know, Freaky Tent Friday on GPS Lodge and just start to sort of gather some traffic around that particular subject that we have some good Google juice in, you know, that we have good rankings. So we tend to kind of look at the different SKUs and how people are shopping and the different things and products that they buy for future articles, for things to add into articles, to look back through all of our articles and see if there's other places where we could provide links. And it really, I mean, like, however you want to slice and dice it and look at the problem, there's usually a product or products at Amazon that sort of allow you to kind of grow that experience or grow the articles at your site. And we just do that all the time. And the fact that they're so transparent with impressions, clicks, what people put in their cart, you know, you can also look at yourself and start to say, like, you know, I have a site about kitchen gadgets. And I also know that people who love kitchen gadgets love all these other types of products. It starts to really kind of swell your brain with ideas. And that part of it has been good, and also the conversion of money. But that's, you know, that's really good. So.
Good point. So questions, comments? I mean, at this point, we'd love to open it up for folks that have questions. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to comment. I've been with Amazon for several years, and I've had the same experience where people will go to the site looking for one item, and then they buy all sorts of other things. So it's totally fascinating to pull up the report where you can look at all the different items that people have purchased. Yeah. And what I also think is nice is if they put it into their wish list or whatever for later, and then they decide to purchase at some point, as long as it came from your site originally, that you'll see when you check a link.
When they put that in the cart, it holds on for even longer than just the session. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So it's been very fascinating to watch that.
Yeah, get some interesting dynamics in it. So, other questions, comments? Should I sign someone up now? Would you like to just walk up? We have a computer. I mean, you know, it's fine. Go ahead.
I know that Amazon used to send out like weekly promotions, not just these kind of, you know, we have a new product available. It was like, it would be a pretty big list of kind of all the promotions that Amazon was providing for the week.
Right.
And that stopped a couple of years ago. And I guess I want to know why, and if that would be something that you guys would start up again. Or?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I can comment exactly why that might have stopped. I know we try and be very targeted now. We try and be more targeted, and obviously that doesn't always target perfectly because Lydia gets things she's not interested in a lot. But we try and look at what people are driving specifically. So we'll say, hey, if your site drives a lot of book sales, and if you have a book activity, then we'll target a mail and say, hey, there's something going on in books. So we've tried to be a little more focused, so we're not blasting out to everyone. So that might be one of the changes that's caused us to be, giving you less sort of breadth, if you will, to see everything going on. But that's a great piece of feedback. I mean, we do have things that we pull together specifically to sort of point out, deals and opportunities for subsets of associates. Maybe broadening that out to a larger community could make sense. So, yeah, I assume Angela wrote that down.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, great point. Great feedback. Thank you. Yeah.
Just wanted to add to that, if you can put that in the interface, that'd be really easy too for those
Yeah.
that are doing all sorts of different promotions.
It's actually something we're working on right now. I can't talk too much about it, future projects. But we're definitely working on a redesign, and one of the components of that redesign is actually to be able to promote things more dynamically within the interface, so you don't have to always aggregate across emails or look at it that way. So that's definitely something we're working on. Thanks.
We also have an official blog, so if you ever want to see all the promotions kind of going on and post, so if you necessarily don't get an email, you can just check the blog. It's updated whenever we have something new come up. So usually we almost every day in the past couple of weeks we've had a lot of stuff going on, so you can check out the blog, and that
Yeah.
has links to banners and other promotions and different ways.
What is that? Is that affiliate-blog.amazon.com?
Yeah,
Affiliate.
blog.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah. And usually during Q3, third quarter, starting into the fourth quarter, we do a lot of things related to that. Obviously, ramping up around the holiday season where, a lot of things going on, a whole bunch of, as you can imagine, with 40+ product categories, a lot of teams have various things they're running, so should be a lot of things to see there. Cool. Other questions? Comments? Well, yeah, exactly. Bueller. So we're finishing, I guess, 10 minutes early, which is okay, because then people get an early break, so that's fine. But I'm going to actually stay up here for the next 10 minutes in case people want to ask me direct questions. But first off, I want to make sure I thank our panelists who did a fantastic job. Jay and Lydia, thank you very much. Lydia and Jay, thank you very much. And thank you, Angela. And if you have questions, feel free to come up to me after the session. We'll also be at table 110 in the exhibition hall. So if you want to talk and have ideas or questions about how the program works, want to understand more detail about what you can and can't do, I can spend hours upon hours in front of a laptop laying out every possible imaginable way you could use the program. So please feel free to drop by or after the session right now. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thanks.